especially warm welcome to those of you watching from the snow-covered East Coast. How many of you in our audience got out just in time for this big snow? Some parts of Massachusetts got up to more than 30 inches of snow. You would be up to your mustache, Guillermo, with 30 inches.
Unbelievable.
This was the scene in Boston this weekend where the storm introduced us to Andy, the snowplow driver.
What has the snow been like so far? Is it kind of easy to plow?
It's real easy. It's like bread and butter. You know, it's like a Thomas's English muffin with some jam. Spreads nice and gets all the nooks and crannies.
I think maybe Andy didn't get breakfast that morning. The characters were out in the cold in Brooklyn, too, where the local news caught up with a neighborhood regular named Donnell.
We found my friend Donnell. What brought you out here today?
I'm just loving the snow. I'm from New York City. This ain't nothing to me, you know. Brooklyn finest, I'm here, baby. I love it. I love it. It feels good.
And so I see you had to come get your cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God, it's good. Actually.
You're not wearing gloves, nothing. You just...
I'm born and raised in New York City. This ain't nothing. But it's going to get worse, so I would advise y'all to stay home and stay safe.
That's right. Donnell has it covered. I think Donnell was drinking tea there. Very classy. This bomb cyclone, as they call it, knocked out power for thousands of homes. This is what a bomb cyclone looks like from above. And is it just me, or is there a Rams logo over the United States? I mean, maybe this was meant to be. Did you watch the games yesterday?
Yes, Jimmy. Go Rams.
You're a Rams fan now? You've forsaken the Cowboys?
For right now.
For right now, okay. The LA Rams are headed to the Super Bowl after a come-from-behind victory over the 49ers. The Rams will play the Cinderella Cincinnati Bengals in the lowest-seeded matchup in Super Bowl history, meaning the teams that odds makers least expected to make it this far made it. To put that in non-football terms, if this is a matchup of Kardashians, it'd be like Courtney versus Rob, okay? And, of course, there's going to be a lot of talk over the next 2 weeks about L.A. versus Cincinnati, La La Land versus real America. But if you look at the Bengals quarterback, Joe Burrow, this is what he wore to the stadium yesterday. I don't know which quarterback is from Hollywood. Joe Burrow dresses like a Miami Coke dealer. WKR pimp in Cincinnati. This is also an interesting matchup coaching-wise because Bengals head coach Zach Taylor and Rams head coach Sean McVay haven't gone head-to-head since 2004 when they were both finalists in the Enterprise Rent-A-Car Management Trainee Program. But the games aren't the only things to see this weekend here in the United States. America's most offensive lineman, Donald Trump, was back on the road. He was in Conroe, Texas, as part of his Save America tour. And based on the people who showed up to see him, Trump is right. America is very much in need of saving.
I'm a flat earther, so, I just been talking to some people today, telling them why I believe what I believe. It's like I try to find common ground on, because most people would agree that we don't come from monkeys and that we didn't Big Bang, right? So if you can find common ground with people, then you can start building a foundation of, what truth is, you know? So.
And let's go, Brandon.
There you go. What a cute couple that is, huh? The monkeys are like, he's right. That guy didn't evolve from us. There were some very wacky doodles at this performance of Trump's. This lady, you remember how Trump couldn't get anyone to perform at his inauguration? Well, she's looking forward to 2024, where there will be a big step up.
Michael Jackson was saving the children. They destroyed his reputation.
Right.
Michael Jackson, I thought for years he was on the bad side. He's not. He was saving the children. And when he plays at the inauguration, when Michael Jackson comes and plays for us, people are going to realize that it's all been a complete sham.
That's right. He did. He's going to sing Sham On, you know it. And I love that the QAnon crowd thinks Tom Hanks is a pedophile. Michael Jackson, definitely not. Not at all. But that lady, as hard as it is to believe, wasn't even the #1 macadamia nut at the rally. That honor went to this slick little apple polisher.
Oh, I love Texas. I got to do the most Texas thing ever. Since we came in late last night, I was able to bring my little son, Donnie, to my buddy Dion's manufacturing facility at F1 Firearms. And Donnie, little kid from New York City, now Florida, thank God, got to make his own AR-15.
Oh. We took our kids to Build-A-Bear this weekend. I don't know, maybe the worst part about that is that learning there's a third Donnie Trump in the world. Who the hell knew? The only thing worse than having Donald Trump as your father, it'd be having Donald Trump Jr. as your father. And then the 10 of the hour took the stage. Daddy Donald put on quite a show and spoke like a man who hasn't been to a store in 15 years.
Can you believe what's happening? You can't get anything. The shelves are empty. I did a book. They can't publish it anymore. They can't get the paper, the glue, the ink. Go out and buy it. You'll like it.
Yeah, it doesn't exist, but go buy it. There are no books either by or about Donald Trump available for sale because of this big glue shortage we're all suffering through. Trump went on for 80 minutes with no intermission. This is a good one. He lashed out at the prosecutors who are investigating him with the intention, apparently, of targeting his fan base.
They're going after me without any protection of my rights by the Supreme Court or most other courts. In reality, they're not after me, they're after you.
No, they're after you. It's you. I mean, you want to talk about it. In reality, you will be in a jumpsuit eating bologna in a cafeteria with Rudy Giuliani. They will be at home watching Yellowstone on a 65-inch TV. You know, personally, if I had gotten away with trying to overthrow democracy, I'd be quiet about it. I'd shut up. But Donald Trump isn't capable of that. He specifically said he would consider pardoning the rioters who attacked the Capitol. He said if it requires pardons, we'll give them pardons because they're being treated so unfairly, which is interesting because that is quite a departure from what he said about them the day after it happened.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. The real insurrection took place on Election Day, November 3rd. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. These people are being persecuted. They're being hounded like you hound the worst animal. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. The jails are filthy, disgusting, dirty. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. If we think they're innocent, we should help them. To those who broke the law, you will pay. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons. This moment calls for healing. I hope we are going to have in this country the biggest protest we have ever had. America is and must always be a nation of law and order.
Yeah, now I don't know which Donald Trump to believe, you know? Mike Pence was not in Texas this week, and he was not invited, but he did make an appearance on Fox News where Jesse Waters asked for an update on where things stand between him and Boss Baby.
When's the last time you talked to former President Trump? You guys good?
You know, we talked last summer.
So the answer is no, they're not good.
And, you know, I've said many times, that it was difficult. January 6th was difficult. It was a tragic day in the life of the nation. I know I did my duty under the Constitution of the United States, but the President and I sat down in the days that followed that. We spoke about it, talked through it. We parted amicably.
Yeah, like all his divorces, amicably, you know? I love that Mike Pence is claiming everything's fine. Trump isn't even pretend. He's not long after that, he put out this totally amicable statement. He wrote, if the vice president, Mike Pence, had absolutely no right to change the election results despite fraud and many other irregularities, how come the Democrats and rhino Republicans like wacky Susan Collins are desperately trying to pass legislation that will not allow the vice president to change the results of the election? Actually, what they're saying is that Mike Pence did have the right to change the outcome, and they now want to take that right away. Unfortunately, he didn't exercise that power. He could have overturned the election. He's unbelievable. He's like arguing that the guy who runs the scoreboard has the right to change the outcome of the Super Bowl. It's not how it works. Basically, the argument this dope is making is, he doesn't even realize he's making it, is that Kamala Harris has the power to keep him out of office in 2024. Meanwhile, back at Mar-a-Lago, we got a rare Melania sighting this weekend. You remember her, Melania? She teamed up with Trump's most dynamic former cabinet member, the human NyQuil known as Ben Carson, for a dramatic reading of his new children's book.
We're going to be reading a book called Why America Matters. And with that, I will turn it over to the First Lady.
It is my honor to be here today with Dr. Carson. I hope you will enjoy the reading of Why America Matters. Does America really matter? In our hearts, we know for sure.
Hold on. Who are they reading this to? There are no children present. They're reading a children's book to no children in a haunted house. But Melania did her best to bring Dr. Carson's words to life.
Look at the proud bald eagle. Wings matter both left and right. If same or if different, both are needed for its flight.
Why is the eagle wearing sexy fake eyelashes? What is going on? Then Dr. Carson jumps in to close the show with the kind of energy that earned him the nickname Yawny McPillowhead.
Like the bald eagle, our national symbol. As the book says, it has a right wing and a left wing. It can't fly with two right wings, it can't fly with two left wings, but when they work together, it flies beautifully, it soars beautifully.
Hi, is anyone still awake now? Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, click the subscribe button, and if you didn't like it, well, you hurt my feelings.